Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our post-game press conference. Congratulations to the Ateneo Blue Eagles for beating the UAAP Red Warriors 62-60. The Blue Eagles are now at 2-0. We have Coach Tab Baldwin, Kymani Ladi, and Waki Espina. Coach, congratulations for this victory. It's a very close game, especially the big shot by Kymani in the end. So, how's that feel now that you're now 2-0? This early in the season?
Well, first of all, just got to give glory to God for the opportunity that we have to play in the UAAP, to play the game that we love, and to work together with some great guys. Second of all, I give credit to Chris and UE. They really battled today. They made it very difficult at the offensive end for us, changing defenses and really trying to channel the ball to certain areas of the court for us. And you know, we had a pretty stable first half. Not enough offensive production, I thought, for the way that we played. But you know, we felt that it was a solid first half performance. Our defense was very good, and our offense was good enough. But then our shooting really abandoned us the second half. We got good looks. And we just didn't hit shots. And, you know, the two guys sitting here are the guys that hit some shots. But at the end of the day, really, it was defense and rebounding that won the game. I mean, we had some critical stops in critical moments, and, you know, different guys stepped up. Dom Escobar made a great steal right at the end of regulation to kind of secure or at least prevent us from having to get a stop there on a shot. And then last, we missed free throws again. You know, we're missing too many free throws, and there's, you know, there's no, everybody wants to question free throws. We shoot a lot of free throws in practice, and you know, guys have just got to step up and make them. And we're confident that they will, but we need to do a better job of that. But you know, when you don't, then you put yourself in those perilous positions where you've got to make a defensive stop, you've got to get a defensive rebound, and we did that when we had to. So, you know, not the best performance, but I thought it was gutsy, and I thought we made the plays that we had to make. We hit a couple of shots we had to hit. We got defensive stops that we had to make, and you give credit to UE for making a really tough game out of it.
Thank you to Waki, 17 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, and 1 steal. So, ano yung masasabi mo? Do you think that you're getting into the groove of things right now after this, with this 2-0 start?
After this game, I feel like I am getting into a better groove, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. So I could go score 17 points, but I couldn't have done this without my team. So yeah, I feel like I am getting in the group.
Thank you to Kymani. You have a double effort of 18 points, 10 rebounds, and you have past 7. So when the game was hanging in the balance, you scored a critical 3-pointer in the final 22.7 seconds. So what can you say about that clutch shot?
I can say that it shouldn't have even happened. I think we had a good lead coming after the half, and you know, I mean, yeah, credit to UE. They fought just as much as we did, but at the same time, it was a good shot. But man, it shouldn't have even got to that point.
Thank you. Okay, the questions first for Kymani and Waki. The floor is open for questions for Kymani and Waki. Anyone?
Waki, from the previous game, you were shooting so well, but this time around, what was your mindset going into this game to deal as many team pointers as you did today?
So after the first game, I wasn't really making much of my shots, but then I started getting more reps up, and then just thinking to just shoot the ball and stop overthinking my jump shot and just let it fly, and it worked out for me in the end.
Okay, and through 2 games through here in the UAAP, what is your overall assessment of your game so far, and how hungry are you to still improve your game despite 2 great teams so far for Ateneo?
Well, you know, I'm not necessarily content with my performances. You can never really be too content. You know, I just want to make sure that our team is progressing with each game, and you know, I think there's some instances where we are. You'll see some cases where we're really solid on defense. There's also times that we're not, but that's the joy of basketball. You keep working on it.
Any questions for Kymani and Waki? No more. Thank you, Kymani and Waki. You can.
Thank you.
Now we will continue our post game with Coach Dad.
Coach, a lot of questions there for Ateneo, especially you going, in a way, hidden in the offseason. But what does this 2-0 start mean for you and the growth of this team? Given that, again, for the second straight game, you've seen the one-and-done players come through in there.
Well, I don't think it means a lot. 2 wins isn't going to get us into the playoffs, isn't going to get us to the second season. But we'd rather be 2-0 than 1-1 or 0-2. So it gives us a little bit of a platform, but you can't take a breath at this point. We still have to put wins on the board, and we've got to continue to improve. Part of the reason that we were, as you say, hidden was we probably didn't get enough preseason games against UAAP teams, sitting out the fill oil this year. But it's just something that, because of our schedule, our overseas tour, and our final exam schedule, it just doesn't fit in. And I don't know if there's anything we can do about that going forward. We can't ask fill oil to adjust their schedule for us, but it's just not at a good time of the year on the calendar for us. So these games are also part of our, I don't want to say preseason, but part of the growth of this team and the development of this team. We kind of knew that might take place, that we wouldn't be polished at the start of the season, and we're not. So there's a lot of lessons still to be learned. The players have to have the right attitude, the right mentality, and understand this isn't our best, but we have to be happy getting the wins, but we have to be dissatisfied with the performances until we put the kind of games together that we can be really confident are going to lead to wins against the tougher teams, or I said the playoff-bound teams.
Coach, these 2 Ateneo wins, you guys really had to grit your teeth to get the dub. Of course, that last game you guys won in overtime. Just how satisfied are you with the late game composure of the Blue Eagles in these first 2 games?
I'm really happy that we're getting the wins in the tough situations, because you guys would all remember the last couple of seasons we were the opposite. When it seemed like the game was on the line, we gave those games away. We didn't finish those games, so that's really positive. But I can't say that that's a trend yet. It just has happened in the first 2 games, and certainly there's lessons to be learned. But even in those crunch situations, there are things that we've got to do better. We've got to hit free throws when they really count. We've got to work to make sure that we get a high-quality shot, not turn the ball over, not have to take a forced, tough shot when execution is everything. But at the same time, we've made some smart defensive plays. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but certainly we're more on the positive side of the ledger right now.
Coach, before this win, your last game against FEU, you achieved your 100 win here in the UAAP. So, general thoughts on that, achieving 100 wins here in the UAAP?
Yeah, it's a pretty good start getting to 200. I'm 1-0, right? So, I don't win any games. I haven't won 100 games. Ateneo has won 100 games when I've been labeled the head coach. That's the truth. It isn't humility. It isn't anything else. It's just the truth. This is a team game. The coach plays, he plays a role. Sometimes it's more significant than it is other times. But generally speaking, the game of basketball is about the players. It should be about the players. And I've said before, I don't have a win-loss record. So, yeah, we just leave it at that. I'm proud to have been at Ateneo long enough to coach 135 games or whatever it is. And that's the real positive for me.
Those 135 games, Coach, what do you still want to achieve here in the UAE, especially with your 3-year contract extension?
I want every player coming out of our program to be a better person, to be a better basketball player, and through their academic work and through their basketball work to have the opportunities post-college that they want, that they dream about, and that they have worked to earn. That's the biggest thing for me. Winning and championships is what our alumni want, obviously what our bosses want. So, I want that as well. But as I've always said, I think that's a byproduct of doing things right for the players. So we'll continue to use that formula where we're dedicated to our players and their future. And hopefully that will continue to give results to, the other parties that are looking for something a bit different. I'm sorry, can you start again?
Two solid games by Kymani. How do you see him playing for the rest of the season? Do you think he'll do better than this past game?
At this level, there are some guys in this league that can really score the ball, and I think Kai is one of them. But so is Lingo, right? And when you have teams that can focus their defense on a few players, those players are going to have a really tough time. So I think as you guys assess Kai's performance going forward, you're going to look for points production. I actually told Kai starting tonight that I thought the defense would be a little bit more focused on him, and I wanted to see a crooked number in the assist column, and you see we don't see that. We see a 0 in the assist column. So I think more and more going forward, Kai's going to have to make adjustments. He's going to attract the best defenders. He's going to attract defensive schemes. Other guys have got to step up in order to continue to get him some freedom of movement and some space. So the better the rest of our roster plays, the better Kai is going to play. But if he is at any point seen to be a real focal point of our offense, then the going will get tough for him, and it will get tough for us as well.
Coach, you're facing Adamson on Sunday. Adamson has a very defensive-oriented team, and you have a lot of battles with them. So, your thoughts about playing Coach Adamson and going up against Coach Nash?
Yeah, well, I really rate Nash Rosella as one of the top coaches in the UAAP, and he's been in it a long time, like I have. He is an excellent defensive coach, as you say. So, we're going to have to do a really good job of executing, and guys are going to have to work hard to get open shots, and we're going to have to hit shots when they're open. But as is always the case, when you play against Adamson, you should expect the score to be a little bit lower. So if we don't do the job on defense and rebounding the ball, then it's going to be a tough game to come out on the win side. So we've got to get to work tonight. The coaches will get to work, and tomorrow we'll be in the gym with the team, and we'll be talking about ways that we're going to try and do just that.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.